asked you guys on the community tab to let me know which kind of reading you would like to see, and pick a card is the one that won. So this is going to be a spirituality related video. I went ahead and pre-shuffled and selected the cards, and I wanted to curate each pile as like a mood. So I felt drawn to certain decks. So each pile 1, 2, and 3 are going to feature different decks. So I thought that I would show you all first the crystals and the decks that go along with each to help you decide which pile you want to pick and go with. So what we're going to do for this first is we're going to take the candle and we're going to create a little meditative moment for us to ask for some clarity in our lives. There's some kind of truth, there's some kind of message that wants to come through to you. And it's specially delivered to you through this video. So just to let y'all know right now, each pile is so different and there's such a different vibe and mood about each, so I'm gonna help you pick, essentially. Just for our first session, I thought I would make it more of like an approachable thing, because I know tarot and like this whole world can seem very intimidating and very overwhelming, so I'm kind of doing my own little spin. So the first group is the group number 1. Where's the crystal head? Where did it go? 1 second, you guys. Here it is. Alright, so for group number 1, you can have the clear quartz. And the cards that I selected for this particular one are the Sacred Activation Oracle cards, the Oracle of the Unicorn, so very much like a dreamy, whimsical, bright type of energy to it. Another one is the Wisdom of the Oracle. These images are very like, almost like storybook, like fairy tale type of energy to them. And then the last deck that is going to be featured in your reading for just yours is the Spirit Animal Oracle cards. So as you can tell, these give very much a certain energy to them, okay? And here's your crystal. Now, let's move on to group number 2 to see if that's your group. Now, group number 2 is a little bit more feisty, a little bit more dark, a little bit more almost like satirical, like needing to make light of your life because it's so dark. And that one was tied with this amethyst. So if you're connecting with this energy right now, you're going to be the amethyst group. And let me show you your cards, group 2. Alright, so for you, I have the Dragon Oracle cards. Very feisty, very fiery energy. Then we have the Moonology Oracle cards. Also a very moody type of deck. Then left an option as like divine feminine reading and also relationship. So this is both. And then we have the heal yourself reading cards. These are very moody as well. And then the impressionist tarot. So a woman with like refined taste. Very much divine feminine, like seductress is kind of what I got from this one. And then y'all's crystal is the selenite. And it almost looks like phallic in nature. So I was like, oh, y'all feisty. So those are the groups, and now we're going to get into the readings. Hey there, group one. We're going to go ahead and go over your cards. I'm going to pan the camera down and we're going to lay them out like in the order that they came out in, and then we're just going to like read the message together. Alright, so first we have these unicorn cards right here. And the first one that came out was strength. And I feel right now in your life you have been a very strong person for a while, and it's getting kind of exhausting to the point of like it feels dark. Like it's dark and gloomy to feel like you need to always be strong for yourself. Like it's exhausting. And then we have the card patience. And patience is all about, well, the card right here says, pause before you take action, trust the divine timing is at work, and be patient and play while you wait. And then strength says, this challenge will make you stronger, you will get through to the other side, look for the gifts in the situation. So what this is telling me is that there's a situation in your life that's been going on for a long time, and you are needing to continue to test your patience. And well, it feels like people are testing your patience, life is testing your patience, but like it's also a time of great hope and strength within yourself to find like faith that things can change and that things can get better and amazing for you. And during that meantime of like, you don't want to be in the darkness anymore, you want to get out of the darkness, your answer here is to dance. It is to be playful. It says, move your body to music, dance with the rhythm of life, manifest your dreams through dance. So what I take that as, I don't really like to dance. I don't really like to move my body all that much, but whenever I do, it's very healing. So for you, I think something that you could do in your life is start to be maybe more animated, maybe do something to move. If you've been sedentary and sitting and reflecting for a long time, maybe it's time to start taking more action in your life rather than feeling so like heavily dependent on yourself and your thoughts. Like this is the part that can be kind of burdensome and dark and heavy, but like by getting out into the world and by doing things, or like doing things you like but they're physical activities or stretching or doing whatever, like there's a need for you to do some kind of physical thing right now to move this energy along and have a little bit more of a flow, so that you won't feel like you're like running out of patience, you know what I mean? So that is that. Now we have your surrender cards. So these are different things you're going to surrender to that, you know, your spirit is calling you to surrender to. So the first one that came out was surrender to silence. Now, it says in quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. And right now I feel like I'm rushing through this because I don't know, y'all, but there is power in silence. So if you personally feel like you're a person that's constantly on the go, or you're always like thinking about things, or you're always like, you're never on like pause mode, you're always spending time with people, or like filling your schedule, booking it to the top until you just can't handle it anymore, but you've kind of become accustomed to that, you are definitely needing to surrender to silence by removing yourself from certain situations and slowing down a lot more than you're used to. And then we had surrender to inner peace come out next, which is kind of funny. It's like you almost don't want to surrender to silence. Like that might be one of your biggest fears, is like going within and like listening to yourself. That might be kind of freaky. comes like the greatest liberation and joy. Like this girl's flying around in the like fiery, beautiful, warm clouds. Like your spirit needs to be free. Like, do you see how she's like flying into the air, chest up? Her heart just feels very like full. And this doesn't feel that way. This feels very dry and dead and almost like widowy type of energy. And I've always said this about myself. I feel like I'm like grieving the loss of like my dead husband like every single day, even though I don't have a husband, because of how much pain and like darkness and like weight that I carry with me. It has been such a journey to like not let this rule my life and to start surrendering to my own inner peace. So this says, cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. In quiet meditative moments, focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. So this is your answer. You think this is what silence is. You think this is what like inner peace looks like. No, inner peace actually feels really good. But you're scared. And I get you. I get you. And again, same advice. You had two different cards saying like the same thing. These are the same to me. This one says surrender to joy. Look at that. Birds flying everywhere. Free. She's moving. She's elevated. It's great. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Savor it means you don't just take a bite and go on and like get with your busy schedule again. No. Savor means to slow down and enjoy it, to breathe it in, to bask it in. And this is probably hard for you. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. So don't let like a dark cycle in your life like break you down. You know what I'm saying? Like, this feels a little dark, but look at this horse. Like, this unicorn is glowing. She is white. She's pure. She is like an essence of like peace. She looks so calm. She looks so still. She's looking out at the universe just like, yes, I am magic. I know I'm magic. I know I'm great. So for you, going within might be for you to tap back into this inner magic within yourself. And this is where your strength lies. It's like the dark horse. Like, I don't know the whole mythology about dark horse, but to me it's kind of like you're like lurking in the dark like a black cat. Like, you're not, no one can see you. You're kind of moving very like snake-like, or like walking through the shadows in the dark. That's been you, but like your feminine, divine feminine nature within as a person, which both masculine and feminine energies are within every single person. And I feel like you have felt like you've needed to like put up this wall around yourself and protect yourself, and it's almost like hardened your shell a little bit. But you as a person are so like beautiful and loving and giving and playful at heart, but the world has made you feel like those actual parts of yourself that you like, joy, love, happiness, peace, it's like few and far between, and people make it seem like it's impossible to find that stuff, but it's not. And you need to go within yourself and find your inner joy to change this. And then your light is going to expand, and your light is going to show people like that it's possible to get out of a dark situation and to like recover and be happy. So part of your purpose here is to do this, and it starts with inner work. So that is that. And now we have some more cards for you. Where should I put them? Down here? I don't know. Alright, so now we have these are those sacred activation oracles. So the first one that came out was Miracle. Now, Miracle, the frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as a part of Source, which is like the universe, God, whatever you believe in. And therefore, our belief that anything is possible. Anything is possible, so you need to believe in the miracles within your heart and within your soul, And once you go in and reflect on yourself, you will start to feel the magic of you. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous. That is like you bring so much to the table. You really do. And some people might think your miracles and like your creative, playful nature, or like inner child at heart, like maybe you're just a really pure-hearted person. And people have taken advantage of that, and they made you feel like you had to be more, like I said, heart and shell about it. Get rid of that nasty, like, ratchetness that people are feeding you. You are a miracle. The story in your heart, who you are, you're a miracle. You're meant to be here. You're meant to help make a difference. You're meant to be a light to this world. You're meant to wow people with your just beautiful nature, just like this. You're just like the earth. You're beautiful. You can captivate people, and you can really leave some positive impact and change on them just by you being you. Next is the sacral chakra. Which is the frequency of sacral chakra is the orange flower of life, and it supports our ability to flow with our desires, and stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance in our lives. So not only are you a dreamer, baby, but you can actually make these things happen for you on this planet, on this 3D realm. You can make this happen. Sacral is all about integrating these like passions and that like fiery desire within your body and soul and spirit. Like, it's just a beautiful combination. Having the magic and the like ability within our body to create that life force. Your ideas combined with who you are as a person, like, that's gonna give you the real success in life. Don't try to act like anyone else. Don't try to like model other people's behavior just to fit in, because you are a one of one, and you are so important, and maybe people don't even realize it yet. And maybe you struck with that, but I see you, and I see your magic, so keep pushing, keep going. Next is perception. Perception is the frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real, and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. Okay, that confused me. Let me go back and read one line at a time. So this supports our natural curiosity, our natural playful behavior, our natural way of being within, like the inner child energy, you know? It's the curiosity, that's where that comes from. It's like that inner child where like no one can judge you yet, like you're not aware that people are even mean, you're not aware of like anything except for like your own reality. So that is like the inner child, you know? So this is saying to move us beyond our comfort zone, to find the edges of what we perceive as real, and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. So for me, I feel like it's out of your comfort zone to maybe be like a more playful, externally presenting person. Like, you might be the kind that's very stoic and you just sit and like observe people, and just like, that might be you. You might be like perceiving other people's lives constantly, but like you also need to be perceiving your own life too. And part of that is like, stop focusing so much on what other people are thinking or doing, or like what path they're choosing. Like, that can be a little like stressful and kind of like a distraction by focusing on other people's like business and stuff, which I do. So I get you. And it's saying like to move us beyond that, and like to step more into ourselves and our magic rather than focusing on other people's magic. And there's obviously a time and a place for all that, and you know, always support people on their journey, but like bring that attention within you and maybe take a step away and focus more on your gifts and your beauty outside of other voices. So that's the main thing I'm getting with that. Alright, next is going to be the big spirit, which says use your mind wisely. And for this, I feel like you are maybe a very sensitive person to other those energies. Maybe you're an empath, and I kind of get this whole like mystical, magical, like fairy tale type archetype from this whole reading, but like also I think the real world is the most hard thing for you. So use your mind wisely to me means use your mind wisely when deciding what to focus on about your reality and what you consume and what you look at. Like, be very much more intentional about it, because you could end up damaging yourself and harming yourself and confusing yourself and getting yourself into a spiral that you maybe don't need to be in for an extended period of time. So focus on the miracle, focus on the hope, focus on the dream, the exciting things that you want to manifest for yourself in your life, or just like your journey to loving yourself and finding yourself again, if that's what needs to happen. Alright, next is Electric Eel Spirit, which says bring your ideas to life. So I can relate. I understand this because whatever you're doing in your life right now, if you're thinking about something, if you're feeling something and you're like, oh, I really should do this, I really should start this business or start this Instagram account or start this like new passion project or something to make you happy, but it's not something that you've always done, it might seem a little intimidating, like touching an electric eel. Like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that one right there, you know? And you might be getting a little bit of anxiety about like starting something new, about like moving forward and like saying yes and going for something, but you kind of need to do it. Bring your ideas to life. Let the flow happen. If you keep pushing the dam back and like blocking and like ignoring the flow, that's a control issue. So it's time to flow. If the dam needs to fall, let the dam fall. You might have an entirely new reality before you, and it's scary, but the reward is so great. And this one says, Frog Spirit, clear the clutter. So to me, the dam that I just spoke on, the sticks, all that might be the clutter in your life. All your like perceptions and ideas and constructs that you have like said is you, like this is who I am, this is what I do, these are my hobbies, this is me. Maybe, just maybe, you baby, is you need to stop. You need to clear that clutter. You need to clear those like preset beliefs that like you think are really you, and know that, hey, there might be an entirely other reality out there for me, and it's scary. So like, just explore it. Start exploring it. If you haven't done anything towards that kind of area of your life, start clearing the clutter. Start like unpacking the old parts of you and like reevaluate, just like you would your closet. Giving up some clothes. Oh, this doesn't fit anymore. This is not my style anymore. I don't like this fabric. Blah blah blah. You're getting rid, and you're making space. You're making room for something to happen, and you're ushering in a new energy as you do that. So that is what I get from that. Now we have 2 more sets of things, and then I'll let y'all go. So, the first card that came out was To Be Fair. Let me actually just go ahead and lay these out, because there was a lot of them. I hope this video isn't too long for you guys, but I really wanted to show each of the groups, like, how long a singular reading would be. Alright, so the first thing, like I said, is to be fair. I feel like in your life, you feel like you're deserving of some kind of balance in your life, because something has been unbalanced for quite some time, and you feel left out, and I feel like you really are looking for your tribe, and you're looking for a place of home, like sanctuary and acceptance from the people around you, and you're tired of like flying around in panic, like not having any support, like true support, and you've probably even numbed yourself out to like loneliness, like, you know what I'm saying? So it might be time for you to start opening up to a tribe of some sort, of coming into your life and having real connections. And the first way to do that is to like come home to yourself and get to know you, and then you can do that. Next is blessed. So I don't think you need to be as stressed out as you have been recently. I think you're more blessed than you might think or believe. And I feel like it's necessary for you to remember that there's a greater plan out there protecting you, and that you don't need to do it all by yourself. And opening up to this tribe in your life kind of is part of your divine justice, like things to be kind of turning more into your favor in a more balanced way. Like if you feel like you've been lacking for too long, the balance of that really needs to start, coming back over to like having more and feeling more complete in yourself rather than feeling lacking. Next is there's no place like home. So there's no place like home in you. Like if you don't find home in yourself, you're never going to feel at home anywhere. And this is like one of the hardest spiritual lessons to learn, but there's a light inside. There's a light inside this home. And this also kind of gives me like message in the bottle, like lighthouse type of energy. Like you have the answers within yourself. They're floating around the ocean just ready for you. These messages in a bottle, these signs, these voices, these kind of like urges within you. They want to communicate with you right now. And that, like reading those messages and being open to receiving those will make you feel like you're more at home with yourself. Alright, next we have regeneration. So regeneration is this bitch got burned up. All that you might have built up for yourself in the past has crumbled. It's burned away. It's ashes now. But there's all these jolts under here. It kind of looks like, to me, like electricity mixed with lava. There's life. There's something happening. There's this like energy. It's like a revival, very revitalizing energy coming up. And you might look at the rubble right now and be like, oh shit. But it's not going to be like that for long. Like, you're dependent on that depending on what mindset you want to choose about all this stuff. But there's a change happening. Something is regenerating in your life, and you need to be open to the flow of that change happening in whichever way that takes for you. And then we have come to the edge. These next three all go with each other. So come to the edge is like you're being called to reconsider, reevaluate, do something in a big way that feels like you're taking a really big leap of faith. And it might be that wishy-washy energy that you're having, and you're being called to no longer be wishy-washy about it. You're being called to come to the edge and stand up, get ready, on your mark, get set, go, and go in a certain area. And like that's where your happiness lies. And this was unfinished symphony. Like, baby, your story's not over yet. Like, whatever you were trying to create in your life, if you thought that it was dead and done, there's like a revitalization happening based on your courage to take steps forward. And because of this unfinished symphony, it's like destined that way. You're not supposed to like feel in lack forever. You're not supposed to be in pain forever. You're not supposed to feel like you have to do this thing alone, this life alone forever. It's unfinished. The story's not done. So just cool your jets. It's gonna be okay. Said with so much love, because it's hard. It's hard, but like in the end, like we can still feel our pain in whatever way about it. But in the end, we really need to focus on the magic in moving forward. And then we have milk and honey. So this is like bliss, blessed. Oh my gosh, so magical, so amazing. And this is like your ultimate happiness. Like what more good could I get? Like your life is literally gonna transform into something magical, but it's dependent on you changing something in your life. And then lastly, you guys, we have our parting ways message. So the first one is, I am the dreamer of my dream. That's so true. You are the dreamer of your dream. You get to decide what this is. What is this venture in your life? What are you gonna do? Then we have, I so this is all about your magic, and all your potential lies within, because you are blessed and you are gifted with some kind of ability, some kind of talent, some kind of like gift within yourself. Maybe it's you're really good at speaking to people. Maybe you're a really vulnerable person. Maybe you're really comforting to people. Like there's something that you have about you that might not seem very like standard. Like, oh, I'm not good at math, so like what can I do? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm not an engineer, I can't succeed. Oh, I'm not a doctor, I can't succeed. It's not about that. Like you have a more like emotionally like tapped in thing about you, and that's your magic. So like think about what that might be for you and explore that. And then I choose to learn through love. So like part of your superpower is your loving nature and your really like kind, compassionate, gentle nature. So I personally have been embracing this for a long time. I've said this kind of thing about myself, but if you personally haven't, start trying to like tap into the frequency of love more. Just love for yourself, love for others, love for the world, like animals, love for the plants around you, love for just the more like watery, emotional kind of things in life. Art, the appreciation of art, the appreciation of sexual magic, just things like that. So that is going to be it for your reading group 1. I hope that you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. Bye guys. Hey there group 2. So we're gonna go ahead and pan down to your cards, and I'm gonna lay them out in the order that they came out in. Okay, so for you all, the first card that I want to go over was the Power of Surrender cards. So there's 3 different things that you're being encouraged to surrender at this point in your life. Let me turn the light up just a bit. It's a little bit dark. Alright, so the first one that came out, let's see. Okay, so the first one that came out was the surrender your belief in scarcity. Okay, sorry, this light is horrible, y'all. So the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. So for this, I'm feeling like there's a bit of an energy of doubt about something in your life, and you're almost like lacking courage in yourself, or lacking courage in the idea that something can actually like work out for you in a good way, because you're so used to like things not working out, and you have this backpack on, and there's this like journey that I'm sensing that you've been walking through darkness for a long time, and like you want to go to the light and you're committed to that, but there's also this little tinge of like doubt and like fear that you can't have it all, or that it's too difficult, or that there's too many different things that have to like pan out and like work together in such a beautiful like symphony orchestra that you think it's like not possible, but it is. The next one that came out was surrender to non-action, and this one is now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. So with this, I feel like there's a little bit of an energy of like listening to outside voices too much, or listening to the people around you, valuing the people around you's opinions, whether or not you want to admit that to yourself. That's what I'm feeling about that. And you have been going on a journey, but like there's also periods of rest that you need to grant yourself and give yourself. Like you can't constantly be like on the go solving problems and like constantly doing it. I feel like this energy is so like divine masculine type of energy, but like the wounded masculine, like the masculine that's a little bit out of balance and struggling a bit with just things. But this is kind of like feminine energy. This is a feminine card. It's the only feminine card that you got. It's showing like the importance of that like slower emotional, like going with the flow nature that feminine energy typically has. And if you're masculine, you might feel like you're not letting yourself like embody this, but that's kind of a block in your life, and you'll be able to keep going once you give yourself moments of rest and reflection. It's okay. You might want to provide. You might want to be charge. You might want to be like controlling a situation and like keeping your resources tight, because you feel like if you give a little, you're gonna like lose it all. But that's not how life has to be. Then this says surrender to receiving support and love, and there's two polar bears kind of, you know, mooching. So they also look like they're kind of fighting. Oops, great, the card's all the way over here. One second, you guys. Jeez. That's how stubborn y'all are. So this says allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. So hey, you. It's time to get out of your ass, get out of your head, get out of, like, chill. It's really important to not push people away. And did you see how hard it was for me to like get that card? Like, you do that to people, like you make it impossible for people to love you and for people to care about you, because you're so focused on your own, like, I get it, like your stresses, like you're very dedicated to your stresses and your doubts and your like negativity, like you require like a lack of faith and trust in your life. And by like letting others in and letting people help you, it's like things can fast track so much more than you think. And it's definitely like an ego issue to allow these things to get to you, but you can have the awareness to change the pattern and to change the way you are about that by being more in tune with your emotions and how you feel, instead of just your thoughts about what is expected of you. What does society think I should do? What do I think I should do? What does my family think I should do? What do my friends think I should do? What would my girlfriend or wife or boyfriend or whoever, what if they think I should do? Would they judge me if I did this? Would they judge me if I changed this habit? What see what I'm saying? I get that. I do get that. But like at some point you need to stop that cycle by doing something a little bit different. And love is gonna play a lot bigger role in your life than you think. And that might be the very thing that you're like heavily, drastically trying to push out of your life. But I urge you to stop that, because your outcome will be like way better once you start to let that in. Alright, next. Okay, sorry about that, group 2. I had a little bit of an interruption, but we are back on it. So these are your next cards. So the first one we have is dynamic. Then we have passion. Dynamic, passion, consciousness, and root chakra. I'm trying to remember what y'all had over here. Okay, so the first, dynamic. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. So you may be clinging to like one belief system right now and like one way of reality, but you're being called to like integrate more aspects of yourself, and you may need to take a period of time to like discover that within yourself. And for me, I feel like that's your passions in life. If you are a person, and I'm just really picking up on like a strong masculine energy, but it doesn't have to be. If you are like lacking passion in your life, you need some passion, and that's gonna help you drive it forward, whether it's like a hobby or like just something that feels like genuinely fulfilling to do. So the frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within the intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. So honestly, this card with the description has a lot more like chilled out energy within than I originally felt looking at it. And it kind of does make sense. Like, I feel like these two cards felt very complementary to each other, and I'm almost sensing like this this circle right here is the same as this. So like having this dynamic, this openness to change and openness of like different things entering your life, which is your passions, you are going to become a new person through like your actions of doing. So I think that's why it's really important for you to change and for you to start receiving support in the way of like, hey, maybe find community, maybe find people that like the same thing that you like instead of doing everything alone. That might be what you need to do. And surrendering to non-action, like this said, it says let others come to you. So I don't think you're gonna have to try as hard as you think you're gonna need to in your life. I feel like things will start to flow towards you, but you just need to have faith. And then we have consciousness. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. So this goes with this card to me. It's like this culmination of all these different forces and lessons and just signs. Like just focus on like sitting back in your life and like tapping into the non-action in a beneficial way. Like if you're never alone, spend some time alone and really think about who you are, where you're going in your life, what you want to do. Become a more conscious person. Become more conscious of how you're feeling, how you feel about situations, how you feel about relationships, how you feel about interactions between people, how do you feel about stuff. And maybe this might be for the first time in your life that you're sitting back and actually like thinking about what you want. Maybe you weren't allowed to have passions. Maybe like you had to take care of a family, or you had to do other things that like put you personally on the back burner for a long time, and you've had to like constantly do things for other people. But like now it's time to like bring that attention back on yourself. And this will help you feel more rooted. So root chakra is like the grounding kind of chakra. So the frequency of the root chakra, the red flower of life, stimulates passion and supports our sense of security on the physical plane, both in our bodies as well as in the physical world. So you might have been this person like trying to kind of keep it together. Like I feel a very like composed person through this card, someone who wants to seem like everything's okay and everything's gonna be all right and I can figure this out, you guys, I can handle this. But like sometimes you just need to let yourself go and let your like, that's a lot of pent up energy. That's a lot of energy that doesn't really have anywhere to go. It needs to be released. It needs to, like, you need to let these stresses go and just, like, sit back in a bath and, like, float and bask and, like, take care of yourself and do more things that focus on you instead of others. And that will help you feel more grounded. Is pulling your energy away and focusing it on you more. Alright, next up we have some dragon oracle cards and also some moon, what were these, queen of the moon oracle cards, but they actually kind of fit each other, so we're going to blend this message together seamlessly as we can. So let's go ahead and lay these down. Sometimes the energies of things, you guys, is just so like clear. There's no other way to go. Okay, I had to shift the camera down a little bit. So sometimes these cards just kind of like go together and you can tell that it's supposed to be like a group message, like a joint combined message. So the first card that we got was Lilac Fire Dragon. I love these cards so much. So this says transmutes through the power of divine love. Open up to transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. And again, I'm still reading this as like a masculine reading. If you're a feminine, you can still buy these messages, but I'm just telling you all what I'm feeling. So this card deck is very much like, yes, dragons, like fire, like woo, like cool, and like that's the vibe I get. But I feel like to me, you're the type of person that you like want people to see you that way, and like being seen in a feminine way is not cool at all, and I feel that you kind of need to get over that. sides of yourself to come into your life and integrate that part of yourself. It doesn't like make you less of a man. It doesn't make you less of a masculine energy to care and to be a loving person. Maybe you're scared that people are gonna like judge you for being that way, but like I think that's the greatest kind of man, and that's the greatest kind of like healed masculine energy, is someone that can like take care of themselves, take care of women, be respectful. They're so kind, they're so gentle, and there's something about more like men that have feminine energy in them that I'm attracted to. So I actually don't like the macho man like stereotype. I don't like that, to be honest. It doesn't mesh well with my energy, because I do have this like, well, it's not about me. Back to the reading. And then with that card is power. So this is kind of like where your power can lie, is the fact that you're an empathetic person towards others and that you're caring. Like that's one of your superpowers, so you don't need to be all like hard ass and have to like have rough edges. I think working on polishing and smoothing down and softening those edges a little bit could be very beneficial to you in your life. It could open up different possibilities and opportunities for you, whether it's like, I don't know, some whole new reality is here for you. If that's something that you're feeling called to like work on within yourself, is letting yourself love more, be loved, give love, think in a more lovingly way, in a more nurturing way. That's your power. Then we have Golden Solar Dragon, which says helps you stand in your masculine power with wisdom. Let your DNA be reprogrammed and light codes activated. Become an inspired leader. So I feel like leading with a heart of love and kindness and patience and understanding and gentleness and compassion, all of those things can help you be a really great leader and set you apart from the crowd. Because honestly, I'm thinking like workplace type stuff, like if you're in a more like stuffy type workplace where it's very like male driven and like power dominated and rah, and it causes you a lot of stress, that might not be your fit. You might need to do something else that you feel more called to, that kind of like fits your nature. So that's just a message I'm getting to. Then next is realization. So the fact that these go together, like you're having new realizations in your, oh, this light, I'm so sorry. You're having different realizations in your life at this time. It's like literally a whole new gateway, a whole new world, and it's like in the shape of a keyhole. So you have the key by just taking your mind and your spirit and your body to this like gateway, this door of like different life. Daydream about it, think about it. What do you actually want? And if you are a masculine energy watching this, is there a more soft and feminine side to you that you want to tap into, as in being nurtured, feeling like someone can hold you and love you and take care of you, even though you're the man, and you're the one that's supposed to be giving that stuff. You can give and receive. It doesn't make you less of a man to give love. Stop being so selfish. Stop being so like holding everything so tightly and close to yourself, and it's so like it frustrates people around you. It blocks people out. It's a defense mechanism. It's like a wall that you're putting up, but that's not really the real you. So yourself that, but I get it because, like, hey, darkness is darkness, and a lot of people feel more comfortable in the pain and in the, like, hiding, you know? But if you're brave, like, if you want to work up to feeling brave enough and courageous enough and, like, serious enough about creating a new life for yourself, like, if you're serious, you can make this happen and you actually can become a happy person. I used to hate happy people. I used to think it was, like, so ridiculous and, like, no, I don't want that. I want only darkness. But this is very much like that kind of mentality of, like, okay, maybe it's time to reconsider because there's something way better out there for me, and I'm just denying myself that by not, like, reaching my full potential. So I feel like this is very much about being pure at heart to yourself by, like, finding your potential and, like, caring about that, you know what I mean? You're not a waste of space. You're not a piece of shit. You're not scum. You didn't fail forever and ever and ever. You might have made some missteps and mistakes here and there, but that doesn't take away from your, like, magic, your divine, innate, God-given, universal given magic within you to be this awesome person. So let that person thrive and let that person become, you know? Okay. Next. I feel like this energy is definitely heavier, which I knew it would be. I could just tell. Let's go ahead and get your next cards. We have 2 more sets of cards and then we're done. So, and also I feel like this message is more short and sweet than the other ones because it needs to be. That's, like, the point of this energy is this type of person. I'm feeling you're not very, like, devoted to this side of yourself yet, so I understand. But if you are, awesome. Great to have you here. So this says believe in the impossible. So hey, this one's saying about work on these doubts, work on these insecurities, work on this shit. Believe in the impossible. Things that you never thought you would do before, things you never thought you would be. For me, like, just an example that I'm thinking is, like, if you're the type of person that's like, I'm scared of commitment, I don't want to do that. Oh my gosh, no. Maybe you're going to become a committed person to certain things in your life. Not even just relationship, but, like, no, I'm going to commit myself to doing something differently. I'm going to commit myself to opening my heart up to love. I'm going to commit and dedicate myself to this path. Whatever it holds for me, you know, just being more open to the magic of the possibilities rather than hyper-focusing on things being impossible or too hard or taking too long, etc. Next is expect powerful change. So kind of dissolving this belief is going to create this whole, like, catapult circular motion of change. It's going to kind of start the engine, start the wheels, and things are going to happen for you more quickly once you kind of overcome this. Then we have work through your fears. Hello. Hi. You. Hey. I know you've got some fears in your life. I know. I see you. I hear you. I get it. I really, really do. And I have fears too. We all have fears. But, like, the strongest you can be is by facing your fears. And if that's yourself, hey, face yourself. If it's that thing you've been pushing off, face that. Do that. And believe in the goodness that can come. Don't just, like, shut out and deny every single freaking good thing that could ever come into your life just because of XYZ blah 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 type excuse here. I get you. I know you. I was me. I know other people like that. It's not cute. It's not cool. It's just, it screams very, like, unhealed and, like, self-destructive. And once you have an awareness of that behavior and that pattern that you may have, then you can work to change it. But if I just told you for the first night this about yourself, and you choose to keep following that pattern, that cycle, that toxic negative cycle, hey, that's on you. And I'm not judging, but just saying there's things you can do. Believe in the magic. Dissolve your fears. Expect powerful new things to happen. New changes. And then the last is it's time to release negativity. Period. Excuse me. Mic drop. Boom, boom, boom. These all have to deal with such darkness, such, like, ugh, sick of this shit. Like, oh inside. Look up on Google what feminine qualities are and what masculine qualities are, and start tapping more into these feminine ones. You see the darkness, you know there's light out there, but you can get stuck in the fear pretty easily, and for a really, really long time, to the point where it's like debilitating and depressing, just downright like not okay, you know? Like you might know that about yourself. You're like, I don't like where I'm at, but I'm also not doing a damn thing about it. Hey, I get you. But I'm just saying, tapping into love might be your key to getting out. Loving life, looking at everything from the eyes of like, there's something better out there. There's something magical guiding me and kind of helping me on this journey. And that I'm not going to die living this horrible life if that's how you feel about your life. You're not going to be stuck there forever. And then it says, I recognize that I have chosen fear, and I choose again. I choose love. So guys, so many of these cards in this reading are about fear and love and fear and negativity and doubting, and then love and like openness and feminine, like maybe it's not even about yourself, maybe it's about allowing a woman into your life, or allowing a strong, powerful, but like sensual and like very much like healing divine feminine energy. You might need that in your life in some form, in some relationship or connection, or like just witnessing a person having that energy. Like, what can you learn from that? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. So that is it for your reading, group 2. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought, or if I was too harsh on you, or if I was just speaking facts. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hey there, group 3. We're gonna go ahead and get started with your reading and tilt this camera down. So here is y'all's cards. Let's clear up this energy really quickly. Clear up this energy. Alright. So the first set of cards. Also, the music playing right now is like so dramatic and dark. Like, wow, that's crazy. Alright. So the first card that came out was Love in Reverse. Now, this is such a moody, dark deck, and I really love it, and I felt it was perfect for y'all's energy. So love is in reverse, as in it's something that you're missing, it's something that you're almost like mourning and grieving over. And we see this picture frame of this man, this lover. Look at that. Like, he's clearly not there. It's a picture. So it's like something in the past, and she's alone. So I feel like it's almost like widow energy about something in your life that you're missing, and it's bringing you a lot of like agony and suffering based on maybe a person that you lost in your life, like through a relationship or just someone that meant a lot to you. Their love is no longer like present in your life in the physical, and it really hurts, and it really sucks, and it leaves you feeling so alone and just shitty, and you can't really seem to like find a way to like feel good without this love, like truly 100% good. Like, you might have stuff going on for you, but like this meant a whole lot to you, you know? Next up is sexual arts. So I feel for you personally, I think getting in tune with like your sexuality and like just sacred sex and like just physical connection with another person can mean a lot to you. Like snuggling and being in bed with someone and waking up with someone and just like being held and holding and just sharing emotions. It's really powerful, and it's very, very much so healing to you. So if you don't have like a lover in your life, this whole like, look at all these colors. It's bright. It's like a rainbow. It is just, oh, like you are in your prime. And the man looks like he like needs you. You know what I mean? And this lava, it's like orgasmic. It's like an explosion. It's like you really love connection in this way. And if this isn't your energy, but like you feel like you need to be around people, think about like, are your relationships healing? Are your friendships healing? Are your coworker relationships healing? And if they're not, step away, you know? So there's two different meanings I'm getting there for that. Next, we have courage. So there is a man in the dark of the woods holding a lantern, and she's almost like clawing after him, like, no, don't leave me, don't, no. But like he's slipping away. It's almost like he's a ghostly figure, and she's lit up and glowing, and he's like a zombie. Like this person or this like energy from your life and your past or something, you felt like you depended on them a lot for your light and your happiness, and like you felt like they hold a whole entire part of your heart, like a chunk of your heart. And when they left you, or they left in whatever circumstance, it felt like a piece of you was slipping away to the point where you couldn't grab it, and it was out of your control, and its departure was not in your control or in your favor. Like what you wanted to happen didn't happen. And it takes courage to learn to like be your own light and to pick yourself back up after losing something so mother effing significant to you. Like it's hard work and you don't want to do it, but like you know you need to. So like learning to have courage and like lead your own life without requiring a partner. But like for me, this, I totally understand this. Like, yeah, it's tough. But like at the end of the day, you need to have your own light. In all honesty, you need your own hobbies. You need your own like stuff going for you. And a relationship can't be everything. So that might be a lesson that you're needing to learn. And then we have hole in the soul. Like, oh my gosh, so painful. Like, look at that skeleton, and she's in pain. It almost looks like they're in a cemetery or something, or like after a battle, or like your heart is in warfare, feeling loneliness, feeling alone, feeling left, feeling abandoned, feeling left behind. And maybe you like think about this a lot. Maybe you think about this person's departure a lot, them leaving, and how much that hurt you. It could even be a parent. It could be it could be anything really. But I do sense like relationship the most from this particular pile 3. Very much relationship, very much strong divine masculine or divine feminine energy, excuse me. But like you're a lover at heart, you know. So this is really painful. And then it says pay attention to signs. So in this card, you see she takes the lantern. So here he is taking the lantern. In this card, she's mourning and grieving, but in this card, she has this new like revitalization about her, and she's like actually going on a journey through the forest by herself now, and she looks like she's gained some strength. And she's now acting courageous, which is what has been called of her to do, is to be courageous in her own life, despite the pain and the trauma and the abandonment issues and things like that. So there's an owl back here. This is also a leading light, like your spirit guides, the animals. There's different things in the world that are wanting to talk to you and like to communicate a message to you about something in your life to help guide you, right? But you need to like be committed to that journey of like listening, and maybe it requires stepping out of your pain a little bit and like picking yourself up, even though you may not want to. And then we have beauty. So from this, I feel like you just need to figure out a way to go back to your inner beauty, and that's gonna help you. Like go within and figure out your divine gifts and what is it that you bring to the table in life. Like what is it that you can feel confident about yourself, or is there like unique quality about you that you feel really good about that kind of sets you apart from others? Tapping into that and like hyping yourself up and finding people around you that genuinely will support you on your journey will just lead to this life of more like beauty in general, and it's going to start to give you more life and more happiness rather than like suffering completely alone or thinking you're garbage because someone left you, because you're not. You're still beautiful, you're still amazing. You might just need a little bit of a reminder. Then we have some lovers oracles. So the first one that came out was wait. And there's a partner here. It says wait, don't rush into it, allow nature to take its course. So you may have like a specific timeline in mind, or like a plan or something that you destined to be together, or that they like healed your spirit in such a way, so because they left, it really was so damaging. But this is telling me to like be patient, for you guys to wait and like hold off, allow nature to take its course. Like, this may not be over, it may not be dead, this relationship. And then this one says, oh, hold on, let me make sure that these were in the right order. Oh yeah, this one came out next. Time. You're trying too hard. Give it time. So like the magic of the tree, the magic of nature, the way like it takes seasons and seasons for something to grow and evolve. So maybe you need to grow and evolve. Maybe this person needs to grow and evolve. Or if it's a new person, like maybe you growing within yourself and like refining that self-love and like rediscovering your magic, maybe that is going to kind of solve the problem over time. Be patient. And maybe this person in your life that you're thinking of, that you think or know that, you know, you're destined to be together, and like you have some spiritual knowledge about that, some higher knowledge about that. Just know that you don't actually know everything, and that there is a higher order to things. So just, you're gonna be okay. Just take a breath. You're gonna be okay. It says, look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. And to me, this matches up as like the abandonment issues. Like, this is why you feel this way. This is why you feel like you're chasing, that you're constantly like, you're wanting love, you're wanting connection, you're wanting to be with someone, you're wanting that closeness. It's because it was ripped away from you potentially, or you never really got full grasp of it and it stuck around in your life. Maybe you haven't had that yet. So see and acknowledge that like maybe this is why this kind of stuff gives you anxiety, like not having that and feeling like grasping. Oh no, don't leave me. That might explain that. Then we have, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. So understanding that you don't own anybody and they also don't own you, and that there's so much more to life than just this relationship. But whenever you care so much about love and you care so much about like exchanging feelings, that can feel like the only thing you care about, and that can become very intoxicating and addicting, and like you want that, so you stay, and you might even put yourself through some bad situations or bad relationships and things like that, because you are so desperate, you are thirsty and yearning for this love. And you do that so much so that it feels like you're putting your claws into people that get close to you, or that you want to get close to them. Like, you may not trust anybody or something, and then once you do, you like, yes, like it's like a prey, like you are the predator and someone's your prey in a weird way, and you like want them and you take them in and you love them so much, but it can be overwhelming to people. So knowing that there can be closeness between you and a person, but you always need to remember that they're an individual and that they need space and you need space. Give each other the space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. So like letting go of your control issues surrounding this can be really beneficial. And I feel, here's the positive about it, I feel once you're able to do that and like come to terms with that and like slow down and let go of control, you get sacred union. Look how gorgeous and amazing and beautiful this is. Oh, it'll fall into your lap. It'll come towards you. It says sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. So maybe this reading is about a sacred partner that you have, that this person makes you feel this at ease, this at peace, and this like cosmic like abundance and like just glory. Like, it feels so holy whenever you hold each other. It feels so, just like so perfect that you don't imagine yourself with anyone else. It's gorgeous, but like I said, if you cling to it, even if it is sacred, you can kind of like self-destruct it to the point where maybe people break up with you. If you've ever noticed that in your pattern, are you the one breaking up with people, or are they breaking up with you? You know, just something to think about. got some stuff to work on, but once you do, you really do get this love that you deserve. You always have deserved this. But like the abandonment issue and like that kind of underlying cause can kind of like damper really good relationships too. It can get you into toxic ones, and it can also damper good ones because you are unhealed. But it's okay. We're on the path to healing here. Next is your Divine Feminine oracles. And for you all, I felt like these were kind of like the guiding spirits to kind of help you through that mucky energy, because it's very overwhelming and a lot. And you know, I get you. But we do need to figure out a way out, right? To actually get what we want and to actually heal. What do we need to do? So the first one is Joan of Arc, the warrior of light. I have a steel-like faith in myself. The angels armor me with conviction. So you are one strong woman or man. You are one strong person. You have light on your side. You do have pure intentions. You're never trying to be toxic or ratchet or negative towards people. But sometimes your actions might come across in a way that kind of displays otherwise, but that can like create your frustration and upset about like, no, you guys don't get me, but y'all don't understand though. You know what I mean? But like, you don't need to have to explain yourself to people anymore. You have your own armor and your own light within yourself that like maybe no one ever will understand for a long time. But like, you have yourself, and you need to stay strong and center yourself again, because you're pretty freaking amazing, but your brain sometimes can overwhelm you and spin you out. Next, we have Our Lady of Guadalupe, the Empress of Protection. So if you have any fears in your life, well, it says, I am safe and divinely protected. I am held in love at all times. So you are such a sacred, beautiful, blessed person, and you are given this intuition or these gifts within you to kind of guide you through your journey a little bit and to hold you, and like the universe has your back, essentially, is what this is saying. Like, just keep following along the track of who you are and like really dive deep and like figure this person out, and know that like once you start doing this, you are completely 100% protected, and bad things won't seem to happen to you as often, to the point where like the bad things will start to turn into blessings, and you'll be like shook at one point, like, wow, like things are actually going in my favor, like, whoa, this is like pretty crazy. And all it took was you showing up for yourself. Hey, you. It's time to show up for yourself. Next is Yamoja. I don't know how to say her name. The goddess of all that flows. I am an ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me. So do you see this? It's very seductive. It's very much like birthing this energy of like, wow, magic. Like, doesn't she look just so powerful and like very balanced though? Like, she has this entire emotional side of herself. She doesn't need to like put up severe armor around herself forever. Like, she can be both people. You can have both sides of yourself. But sometimes if you're feeling so defeated by like just the pain of your life and how things haven't really gone your way, once you shield up and like start pursuing this journey, you're not shielding yourself against pain. You're shielding yourself against like the fear that things can't change, or the fear of going within. Because once you start going within, look at that. It just has this energy of like stillness and peace to it that's just so beautiful. Then we have Lolita, the red goddess. Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. And then this one is Mary of Nazareth, which is the mother of God. It says, I am blessed. My courage gives birth to the divine. So what I'm sensing in these is that if you're used to being this really like hardcore, like darker like kind of try to enjoy yourself in the bliss that life has to offer as much as possible, because like all these things that you've been like ridiculously fighting for in your life, it's not necessary to like work that hard for it. You know what I mean? Because it's like kind of already written in the stars, so you can like take that pressure off of yourself and you can take that stress off of yourself. You're gonna be okay. So I think the hardest step for you in the journey is probably going to be armoring yourself up. I have a metal. I have steel like faith in myself. The angels armor me with conviction. So whatever you want to create in your life, whatever path you want to take, you can do this. Don't even doubt that. Like, get over that doubt. Like, you are completely fine. So now it's just time to focus on enjoying it. And maybe entering this new stage of like, oh wow, things can work out for me. This is actually really beautiful. Wow. And start to have more faith. And then it'll happen more and more and more and more until like your entire life is just like this beautiful like wonderland. Next up is I think you'll have the longest reading of all yet. Next is your surrender cards. So first, we had these more like gloomy cards, like they're all blue. And then we had these more bright cards, so it's the contrast in the message I'm going to deliver to you all. So the first is surrender to trust. Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what you do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. Trust yourself is all that says, really. Trust yourself. Don't listen to people. Surrender to your intuition, aka another card about trusting yourself. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you. So like, if you focus your eye on yourself and your path most of the time, instead of focusing outward, you're gonna find it easier to trust yourself after you know yourself. Then we have surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. So I did kind of sense this like almost like warrior, like bad bitch type of energy earlier on in the reading, whenever I first selected these cards. And I felt like this is only for like one specific type of person. Like if you're kind of that like bad bitch, like ain't nothing gonna hurt me type of person, that's your ego talking, and that's possibly a problem that you might need to work through to be able to tap into yourself. Like as long as you have your ego like really taking the front seat and like driving the car, you're not gonna get anywhere productive. Then we have surrender to your full power. We got that courage theme from earlier. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. So get out of your comfort zone. Then surrender your fear of change. She's moving into the light. She's moving out of the darkness. So you know that change is good based on this. You probably know for yourself, change is probably going to be a good thing for me to do right now. And if you surrender to your full power and you get that courage boost, it'll be easier to move into a completely new life and to start changing certain things, to have a reality that actually makes you happier. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. So this is essentially just saying, stop freaking out so much and learn to breathe. You're gonna be okay. Alright. Now, to bring it back around to the relationship part of the reading, to kind of cap it everybody. We know how important love is to you, specifically romantic love, not just friendships, not just romantic love. So you're gonna get that because this is part of like you as your best self is whenever you have this, and that's okay. It doesn't make you codependent. After you've worked through your stuff, you know what I'm saying? You can want this again. You don't have to feel guilty for wanting romantic love in your life. It's okay. Because it really does fuel you. Then we have communication. Excuse me, throat chakra, lol. So the frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart, the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balanced exchange. So as long as you're being true to yourself at all times, as much as you can, and listen to your heart, you can't really go wrong in your life. You might need to get out of your brain a little bit, get out of your head a little bit, and start coming home to your heart again and think about, like, what does my heart feel? What am I feeling? And start moving more in the direction of your life based on that information rather than in your head and the pressures and all the stuff that you're, like, receiving from outside. Maybe stop listening to that and just think about you and your insides for once. Lastly is Earth. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal spiritual aspects of our nature. So maybe connecting to Earth, connecting to nature, is something that you've never done before, or it's something you've only briefly done, but once you do it, you realize it actually does bring you a lot of peace and harmony in your life. So maybe this means making a move in your life, or just visiting sites more, just stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit to start connecting with something outside of your body that has to do with the natural earth in whatever form that may take for you. I think that'll help like unblock a lot of this energy and fear and like panicky, like wanting to control everything type of energy. I feel like this is gonna really calm you down a lot more. And now, the final cards of the night. I am unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. So yeah, listening to your heart's desires. Don't get yourself into a situation you don't need to be in, because if it's not in alignment with your heart, it's not going to steer you in the right way. So just be very conscious and aware of your heart and what you want. Next is, the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. So start having more faith in your life. Start believing in that magic again. The magic of change, the winds of change. Start believing in that more instead of harping on what isn't here yet, you know. Then the key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. So this is kind of like an egoic thing a little bit. Let go. Dispel, get rid of that expectation that you've been putting on yourself. That this is the way things are, this is how things are going to be. No, the key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. What does your heart need? What does your spirit need? Disconnect. Tap into a little bit of something above yourself. Maybe nature, like this said, maybe it's nature. And there's going to be answers somewhere in the world for you. But you need to be still and ready to receive those answers and guidance. So that is it, group 3. Thank you so much for watching.